Welcome back. It's the weekend of love, and as some prepare for hot dates or spending some time with loved ones, one therapist is reminding us love starts with you first. It's Self-Care Saturday here on BNC, and I spoke with Dr. Charmaine Jackman about the best ways to show yourself some self-love. This weekend is self-love. We're so busy giving love out to other folks, but what about actually showing that self-love to yourself?
Yeah, that is such an excellent point. And as you're saying, I think this has been, we're in this almost year of pandemic, and a lot of people have just been pouring into other people. And self-love is about pouring back into you, right? And so it's really hard to take care of others and to be there for others if your cup is empty. So self-love is really the way that I see it is about giving back to you. Putting yourself first, which I know sometimes it's hard for people because it feels like, well, I'm selfish. I like to care for others. I'm a caretaker. But again, you can't pour if you're empty. So really about it's putting back into you, showing yourself love, doing things that bring you joy, right? What are your hobbies? What are things that just allow you to relax and be at peace? Some people think about it as your me time, right? It's really about that time that is just for you. And it can be really hard to carve out if you're a parent or you're married and you're working and all the other responsibilities. But it's so important to just take that time. And, it doesn't have to be an hour, it could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it could be half hour, it could be a whole day. Kind of you decide what that time is and how you use it for you.
And so what does that look like? What recommendations do you have for those folks who say that they already feel like they're showing themselves a self-love, but not necessarily doing what it takes to make sure that yourself does feel love?
Yeah. So one of the things I love to point out is because when people think about self-love or self-care, they immediately think about like what I call pampering. So pampering is that, getting your nails done, getting your hair done, your lineup, kind of taking care of the outside, right? But self-love and self-care is really about your inside. What are you doing to get sleep? What are you doing for your emotional well-being? How are you recovering from stressful situations? What are you doing to help build coping strategies to tolerate stress and to navigate really, really difficult situations? So the way that I see it is really that self-care and that self-love really is about tuning into your emotional well-being and to things that make you feel well from the inside first. Again, what are the things that bring you joy?
And so with this being Valentine's Day and some of those folks who feel like I feel so alone, what are you saying that they should do in order to kind of feel that self-love?
Yeah, I think sometimes, again, we know that Valentine's is heavily marketed event, and it can really leave people who are single or not partnered really feeling on the outside. And so I just, what I say to folks is, if you're in that situation, try to tune out of some of the media, the commercials, and because you can find yourself really getting wrapped up and feeling really bad because you're not partnered, right? Sometimes people can feel like there's something wrong with me if I don't have a partner. So I say tune out of some of that. Make a plan to spend time with friends, make a plan so you have something to do on Valentine's Day so you're not kind of stuck feeling like, oh, there's nothing to do. So be a little proactive. Make a special time with family or friends. Watch some of your favorite shows, or spend time kind of again connecting to yourself. Maybe you're journaling or creating a playlist that makes you happy.
And then lastly, what is your self-care tip of the week? I mean, Valentine's Day is kind of marking the beginning of the week with it being Sunday. That's when we start the week. What's your self-care tip and your mental health tip of the week?
Sure. So this is great. This is connected to Valentine's Day. And what I say is send yourself a love letter, right? And send yourself a love letter. So there are these wonderful apps that allow you to send an email or send a text at any time in the future. So definitely connect to those. And the again, writing a love letter to yourself. How wonderful is that, right? So sending words of affirmation. It could be a letter that you send. Maybe, you have a tough week coming up, in a couple of weeks. You could send it right before then so you can read it and you're like, oh my God, these are things that I said about myself. Mm-hmm. So really focusing on the things that affirm you, maybe quotes or just words that lift you up and can help you manage a really stressful time. So send yourself a love letter. That's my tip for today.
And how often would you say it's worth going back to that letter just to kind of remind you of those self-care tips, when you need them?
I definitely tell folks I tell people keep those notes around, put them on your wall, on your mirror, like, send yourself love notes. I think that's a really great time a great strategy, I should say, to help uplift you when you're having a tough time, but also just to build that that joy and that love for yourself, that affirmation. So imagine waking up and looking at your mirror and just seeing these really positive words. It brings a smile to your face, right? It changes how you start your day. So I think doing those things are really grateful, or really showing yourself gratitude and affirming yourself are really powerful tools. Show yourself some love. And the best way about that is knowing what you need to feel love. And no one can love you more than you can for yourself.
So true. Just ahead in sports, we're talking